Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Ocean back with another Destiny 2 video, and with Arc 3.0 under a week away, I wanted to make a quick video for my hunters out there. I apologize, Titans and Warlocks, I don't have time to play multiple characters, so I'm just sticking with the hunter, so my apologies. But hunters out there, you might want to watch this video and get a little bit of insights on a couple of good exotics that you might want to synergize with the new Arc 3.0 builds. So we're going to be talking about the Liars Handshake today, the Raiden, Flux, and the Star Eater scales as my main three exotics that I'm going to be using at the start of Arc 3.0. There are a couple other good exotics that you guys might want to keep an eye out for. The Blight Ranger, if this thing can get more consistent, I think they need to fix this one a little bit. Attacks you redirect with your arc staff deal massively increased damage. I think this could be a very good exotic helmet for Arc 3.0 for using the arc staff, but at its current state, I believe it's a little bit busted, so to speak, not in a good way. And then we also have the Shinobu's Vow, improve skip grenades. This could be good as well, depending on what our mods are. There might be a couple in here that I missed. The Raiju's Harness, guarding doesn't consume energy, early deactivation for Whirlwind Guard, which also is a very unique and niche exotic, but it's also kind of busted, not in a good way right now. It's just not consistent, and we need some consistency for this one and the Blight Ranger. And then the Lucky Raspberry, improve arc bolt grenade chains. I believe there's a little bit more to that. Increases the chaining capabilities of Arc Bolt Grenade and has a chance to recharge it. Each time it deals damage, a full chain always recharges. So if you're throwing this nade in the mix of multiple adds, you're just going to get it right back. And I bet you with Arc 3.0, there's going to be some mods that can make this even better. It just depends on if you want to be running around throwing grenades constantly, or if you want to boost up your supers, with your Raiden, Flux, and Star Eater scales. But firstly, we'll get to the Raiden, Flux, and Star Eater scales a little bit later. We're going to go talk about the Liars Handshake first. This is a very cool exotic. Using your arc melee ability or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful counterpunch that will heal you. I think this could be huge. Depending on, again, we don't know yet what the Arc 3.0 mods, I'm saying mods for like your artifact, we don't know what those are going to be. We don't know if we're going to get a classy restoration like we did in Solar 3.0 that we heal on dodging. If we did, Arc is just going to be probably insane, so they might not want to do that because we already have exotics that can heal us. Solar 3.0 is pretty insane with Assassin's Cowl, and we might be able to utilize the Assassin's Cowl in Arc 3.0. But anyway, pretty much what I'm saying is we don't know what the artifact mods are going to be. So we're going to just take a look at some exotics that I think would be good depending on, even if there was no Arc 3.0, these exotics are still good is what I'm saying, and they're just going to get better. Okay, so looking in the Arc tree, you have Whirlwind Guard, Tempest Strike, Ebb and Flow, and Lightning Weave on this middle tree here. The Tempest Strike is a very fun melee attack. After sliding, activate this melee ability to unleash a devastating uppercut attack. It looks beautiful, it's fun to use, and it's pretty strong as well. And that will synergize with Ebb and Flow, hit a target with an arc ability to electrify them. Milling electrified enemies disorients them and grants grenade, melee, and dodge energy. So you use Tempest Strike and then you follow it up with a melee, and you are going to get more energy to your grenade, melee, and dodge. If you pair this with Gambler's Dodge, when you use your Tempest Strike and then you do a melee attack, it's going to give you more dodge energy, and then you use your dodge once it's full to refund your melee attack, and you can just chain this back and forth. The good thing with this is on that second melee attack, so Tempest Strike, melee attack, and do your second melee attack, that's going to proc your cross counter, dealing massively increased damage, and it is a lot. If you're doing 6,000 with your melee, you're going to be dealing 30,000 with the counterpunch. It's a big increase, which is really, really strong. And then you have Lightning Weave. Melee hits grant increased melee hits greatly increase reload speed. Dealing damage with a weapon extends its duration. You proc this with 1-2 punch. You're getting already higher increased melee damage because of 1-2 punch. Plus, you're using your melee ability, doing another melee attack, and then you're hitting cross counter. And then by the time you use all that, you're gonna have your dodge back. And then you can use your dodge and just chain this back and forth. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it. The other really good tree is combination blow. And I assume we're going to have a mixture of these moves here like we do in Arc 3.0. So you're going to be able to choose one of these like this here, right? You're going to be able to choose what grenade you want. You're going to be able to choose what melee you want. You're going to be able to choose what dodge you want. So you're going to be able to do a mix of these things and then with the fragments. So combination blow, kill an enemy with this melee ability to trigger health regeneration. So we get health regeneration from using the combination blow and also from cross counter. So we're constantly being healed by using our melee attacks. Also, you can get increased melee damage if you kill an enemy with this weapon, stacks up to 3 times. Melee kills recharge your dodge ability. So if you get to kill a combination blow, you automatically get your dodge ability back. You have Gambler's Dodge, dodging your enemy recharges your melee ability. You're right back in a combination blow, and if you can do this 3 times, you're going to have a ton of damage coming out of your melees, and this lasts for like 20 seconds. Once you get to that third one, it's kind of insane. It's a lot of damage that you can do, and you can just keep going back and forth, plus using 1-2 punch to increase melee damage. After dodging, you also are going to have arc staff hits. We don't really need to worry about that because they will change up. You can just try with Arc 3.0 to like proc these 2 together. If you can proc these 2 together and then also get ebb and flow and lightning weave, man, you're going to be reloading your shotgun quick. You're going to be getting increased melee, increased melee dodge and grenade energy back while getting your dodge back every time you get a kill, and you're just going to be getting your health back at the same time with it. Plus, you're using cross counter in between these punches to deal even more damage. It's just a lot of damage output. It's a lot of fun. You're just going to be running around punching shit, dodging, and dealing a lot of damage. So let's go ahead and take a look at some gameplay of using the cross counter so you guys can see how it looks in Solar 3.0 era, and you can just assume it's going to be even better in Arc 3.0 era. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. Alright guys, so I'm just going to be talking over this gameplay here, kind of explaining what's going on. We're just in the Legend of Al sector today at the quarry, so that way we can fight these champions. I'm not going to stun them. Stunning them lets us deal extra damage, and we just kill them too quick. So I just kind of want to show you guys how good you can chain this stuff. So we're just going from a 1-2 punch into our combination blow melee attack to a regular melee attack, and then using cross counter. So that's actually healing us. You can see it heal us here and there. Obviously, we finished them off there. So we're not doing a ton of damage on the base level like that. We still did a lot, but once we pick up our combination blow ×3, which is what I'm getting right here, you can actually see I'm dealing 53,000 damage with combination blow to those Cabals, which is just nuts. But now, when we fight the champion who has higher defense, we're going to chain the 1-2 punch into the combination blow melee attack, and we're going to use a cross counter. We're actually dealing 25,000 damage per melee on that. We take him out really quickly. It's just nuts. Right here, we're just going to run through a normal Lost Sector. I just want to show you guys how much fun it is to run around and punch these guys. Every time you get a melee kill with a combination blow, you get your dodge ability back, and then you can just dodge and get your melee back. And we're just running through this thing. Obviously, these guys aren't super strong, but we're dealing, you know, around 50,000 damage on one melee punch, and we can just do this repeatedly. So if you're just fighting kind of lower level adds, you don't even have to shoot your weapon and you can kill these things. It's pretty crazy. We are going to go in here and fight the boss, and we kill it in like 2 seconds. Now, I don't know exactly how much health this thing has, but every time right here, you can see every time I get a melee kill, my combination blow timer goes up. So it's going to be down to like 15 seconds, and combination blows back up to 19. So you're going to get that ×3 as long as you're killing enemies. That's not going to go away. So you can just constantly keep refreshing that timer and getting that extra damage. Very cool. These nightmares also have quite a bit of health, and I do have the unstable essence now, but they just die in one punch. It's a lot of fun. Alright, on this next clip, we're back over to the Query Legend Lost Sector, but this time we're using the Temper Strike melee. And this one, it just looks beautiful. It's a lot of fun to use and do that sliding uppercut animation and getting that arc to go flying out. I am using my Ragnilid shotgun, this time with the enhanced 1-2 punch traits. We killed him pretty quickly there. We were able to chain the Temper Strike a couple times. A lot of fun. This time we are using the Xenoclass shotgun. This is an arc shotgun. It has a lower impact and it does not have the enhanced 1-2 punch, so it does take us slightly longer to kill him, but we are still handling this unstoppable champion without stunning him pretty nicely, getting our health cross counter and dealing that extra damage. Alright, this time we are actually going to stun the champion as if you were doing the Lost Sector legitly and trying to do a quick speed run. So we're going to kill all the ads, just get these guys out of the way, and then we'll go stun the champion, and then we're going to use the Ragnilid shotgun, so we have our enhanced 1-2 punch trait, and we're going to use the Temper Strike, and we just take this guy out so quick. Alright, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Eater scales now. How these work: when you have your super and you pick up an Orb of Light, you get something called Feast of Light, which each one you get, it'll stack up to 3 times, increasingly deals more damage. So, we are using the Arc Staff right now with the super, using Star Eater scales, but with no Feast of Light. We are doing 35.5k damage per light attack and 52k damage per heavy attack. Okay, now you can see that we have the Feast of Light. This is a 1 stack, and so we should see an increase in damage. You can also see that he heals us right when we do that. So our light attacks now have moved up to about 40.4k damage, and our heavy attacks have moved up to 59.1k damage. Alright, now we are moving on to Feast of Light times 2, so we've picked up 2 Orbs of Power. We get our health, and our light attacks now are up to 45.2k damage, and our heavy attacks are up to 66.2k damage per attack. Alright, lastly, we have now Feast of Light times 3. This is the maximum stack, so this will be the most damage that we can do with Arc Staff. Our light attacks have moved up to 50.1k damage, and our heavy attacks are at 73.3k damage. Without getting too crazy into the math, we can see about a 41% increase in damage from 0 stacks all the way up to 3 stacks. If we're looking at the numbers individually per stack, every Orb of Light you get, every Feast of Light stack you get, you're dealing about 4.9k damage more per light attack and 7.1k more per heavy attack. Now we're going to take a look at the Raiden Flux, the Star Eater scales with a Feast of Light times 3 versus the Raiden Flux. We're going to take out this champion, we're not going to stun him, and we're just going to see what super does better versus a one-on-one damage, kind of like a boss. You can see I'm doing about 6,700 damage with my light attacks and about 9,900 with the heavy slam, and we took him down about halfway with the full super. Alright, now we're going to be taking a look at the Raiden Flux using the Arc Staff light attacks only. Take a look at the damage. It starts at 4,800, goes up to about 5,400, 6,200, and ends up at 7,000. So the more light attacks in a row you do, the more damage you're dealing, and look at how long the Arc Staff is staying up. The super itself, we finish and kill this champion without stunning him before the super even runs out. So if you're taking on a 1 versus 1, like a boss fight, you would rather use the Raiden Flux over the Star Eater scales times 3. Alright guys, now let's get into the opinions and the results and what I found from the testing that we did. But before you do that, I just want to say thank you guys so much if you have made it this far. I really appreciate it. If you guys have enjoyed the video, I hate asking to do this, but if you guys did enjoy it this time around, please leave a like, leave a comment. Give me some of your thoughts, your opinions on your end. I would really appreciate it, and other people would probably appreciate those comments too, to see what you guys think. But here we go. Starting off with the Liars Handshake, I think this will be more of a very fun. This is going to be an ad clearing ability. Yes, you probably can stay alive meleeing certain bosses. It's going to be very niche. It has to be a certain boss, a certain, attack style that he does towards you for you to be able to stay up close and personal and deal this much damage with your melee attacks. Again, it all depends on the artifact mods that we are going to be able to put on our guy and all of the fragments and aspects. We have no idea. There's so much. This is all kind of speculation at this point. But depending on those mods, I think the Liars Handshake could be a very fun exotic. I don't think it will be the meta compared to the Raiden Flux or the Star Eater Scales. I think both of those are very, very strong exotics and will be used a lot. But again, Liars Handshake is a fun exotic to use, and I look forward to seeing what combos we can do with our melee into our cross counter, into our 1-2 punch and all that. I think it'll be fun. The Raiden Flux, I think this is going to be a very good ad clearing super. Right now, we do not know how much damage the Gathering Storm super is going to do. If I had to guess, I feel like the Star Eater Scales would be very strong for the Gathering Storm super. But if you're using Arc Staff, then you're going to want to go Raiden Flux. We saw that you will be able to use the super for much longer and deal more damage pretty much per swing in quick succession. So the Raiden Flux definitely for Arc Staff would be how you want to pair it. But I personally think with Gathering Storm, you're going to want to use Star Eater Scales. Now, you're not even going to want to use Raiden Flux with Gathering Storm because it doesn't work with that. It only works with Arc Staff. But I think the Gathering Storm super is going to be higher burst damage, so you're going to want to use that on a boss, where you're going to want to use Arc Staff for all of your ad clearing. So, Liars Handshake, I think, is a super fun exotic, and it might be very niche, but there might be some places where you can use that over the other two. Raiden Flux is going to be great for ad clearing with the Arc Staff, and I think the Star Eater Scales will be your best friend with the Gathering Storm super. Alright, everybody, again, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. I did enjoy making this video, although it did take a while. If you guys did like it, then maybe I'll try and do some more diagnosis and comparisons between exotics, because I did have a good time and I learned a lot, and now I know what exotics I'm going to be using come Arc 3.0. Alright, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys all later on my next video. Woo!